everybody, Della here, and today I'd like to introduce you to my new product, Natural Glass. This is, of course, completely non-toxic. It's made with milk casein and a little beeswax and a few other special ingredients that help the casein harden and stay flexible. It's completely archival, and you can use it on pretty much any media you choose. Now, right now, I'm going to paint a little bit onto this glass pitcher so you can see how self-leveling it is and how easily it goes on, and how clear it is once it's dried. You see, we're losing all of the brush marks there, and in a moment, there it is. It's dry, which takes about 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on your ambient humidity. It's clear and hard, and it feels dry to the touch. Now here I've taken some soft pastel. I fixed the parts on the right side with Degas Fixative so it wouldn't smudge when I applied the natural glass. And over on the left, it's unfixed. So when I apply the natural glass, I can get the pastel to move and make beautiful tinted layers, which can be reworked. Of course, you can continue to add pastel, and you can layer over all your colors and get really magnificent effects. Look at that. It dries to a semi-gloss kind of satin finish, depending on how thick it is, and it's very, very durable and dry to the touch. And no, you don't need to frame under glass after you've done this. Now here is an acrylic on a board. It's got one layer of natural glass on it. You can see it really brings out the depth of color in acrylics as well. Here's a little collage I made for this demo, and I've got a lot of natural glass underneath. I'm just going to paint a little bit more on top, and you can see how thickly it is holding these little cutouts on, and dries in about 20 minutes to a very, very hard, dry finish. And my favorite last is watercolor. When you paint this on a watercolor, it seems to restore the colors back to how they looked when the paint was wet. So here's one layer of natural glass. It's not very shiny, but you can see it really just adds a subtle depth to it. Let's put another coat of natural glass on and just see how that looks. It doesn't smudge or reactivate the paint unless you really, really get it wet and then continue to rework the same area. So it feels very, very dry to the touch, and you can see how much it has improved the depth of the color there compared to the right-hand side. It's very glossy once you get two coats on, and it's very dry to the touch, which is nice because it doesn't stick. They don't stick one to the other. So you don't need glassine in between your layers. And this is fun. Here is natural glass. I've loaded the brush with watercolor straight out of the tube, and I'm just using natural glass as a medium to blend the watercolor, and it's just deliciously slippery. It makes the most gorgeous thin, transparent, translucent layers that, of course, can be layered and reworked. Here's some turquoise I'm going to paint on, layer that in, and once that's dry, I'm going to go back into that with some more of the aqua, and it dries to a semi-gloss, very tough, very dry, not sticky finish. I'm going to put a little bit of straight natural glass on it now, and just to act as a kind of a protective varnish. And here's what it looks like as it's finally dried. It takes about 15 minutes. For those of you who love crafting with natural materials like gourds, natural glass is a perfect addition. Look at that lovely lustrous shine. It's not sticky at all. So that's my new natural glass, my latest contribution to the world of non-toxic archival art materials that work better.